You're right. Hello. Happy Saturday. It's nice weather here today. Just been doing some investing in family stuff. Now I can feel good about sitting here until the little one wakes up and it all starts again. I just got a plant in here, which is super nice. I have like a big plant behind my Nei? Well, I thought I could have a good conscience. I brought some groceries home and I just left it at the kitchen. And now I got a notice because there was some frozen stuff there. Oh my god. All I want is to just sit here, drink some coffee, and relax for a little bit. For I take a... There we go. Let's see if I send this to... oh, I can airdrop it to my Mac Mini. Let's see. Connecting. Oh, do I have to open the Finder or something? I don't know. How does it airdrop? Yeah. There we go. Waiting, it says. What are you waiting for? Drop it. Let's try again. Airdrop. Mac Mini. Well, this is horrible. Why isn't this working? Anyways, let me share it to myself on Slack. Destination. Christian. Okay. And then I'll go to Slack. And then I should have an image here. I do. Hi Bogdan. Check this out. Check this out. This is pretty nice. It even has like, I don't know, is it like chili or paprika or something? I don't know. I think it's actually a chili plant. Anyways, I thought I deploy some stuff to, we have some stuff in Stream that we should test. But we're going to use Stream, but we're going to play around some more with the linting stuff we did yesterday. I did a demo, and the demo was, I guess, a success, though there's still like issues with it, and also the implementation isn't very good because we did some hacky stuff. But I think we need to like find a solution for this to make linting a better experience. So at least we can try to like make the implementation work, and then it's more like, do we actually want it to work this way? And like I got a suggestion on, okay, so what if you don't turn on and off linting based on coding and saving, but what if you just debounce it? So if you stop coding for a while, we'll reintroduce the linting. But as long as you're actually typing, then we don't show any linting. Or maybe a combination of both. So, because sometimes, like I guess people code differently. So I have a tendency to save a lot, but maybe some people don't. So yeah, and then I started reflecting, like, why do we even have lint errors in the editor? Like, what if you had a view next to it? Just like when you run ESLint in the terminal, you kind of just get which lines has a lint error. And what if like you did something like that instead? So you don't have it like in the code live. It's just have this process next to it kind of thing. Yeah, it's really interesting. Anyways, I don't know what's the best solution, but we have to explore opportunities here. So what were we doing 5 hours ago? I think this is the one. ESLint. I guess it's on the server. We did that hacky stuff. Yeah, a hack. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to just change this into stream. And then see what happens. It's because I'm not authorized error. Ooh, that's interesting. Let's see. Well, I'm logged in. Oh, restart instance. Maybe there's... Skal du komme og se planta? Skal du komme og se planta? Nå blir det dritbra.
Ja, den, ja.
Ja.
Ja, det ble kjempefint, det.
Ja.
Jeg tenkte egentlig ikke den, da.
Ja.
Men jeg tenkte egentlig den andre. Kan du prøve det? Den der trenger jo litt lys, vet du.
Ja.
Det ble skikkelig fint, da, men kan jo være prøve med den her.
Åja, men blir den høy nok? Men det er masse lys her, da.
Ja, men den der var jo kjempefin bortpå her.
I picked the wrong plant.
Nei, den må jeg vil ha den hjørnet her.
Men jeg må ha en som er sånn som den her.
Ja, vi kan flytte ut en fra drivhuset, da.
Ja, men vi kan fikse det senere.
Ja.
All right. Let's see. CSP-lang, utils. I think we need to like build. This won't work without building first. I actually used Stream yesterday on a pull request for the client, and it works really well. So I think that like general changes made to linting and formatting is at least helpful. Let's see, build. Okay, but we don't have to wait for this because we need to change the implementation anyway, so we can just look at the implementation. Let's see. So I'm a bit curious how we're going to solve this, because like separation of concern of this, because we have the TypeScript server, and this is the thing that this is where we need to deal with linting. So the question is, how should we do that? What is this responsible for? So I'm thinking this is responsible because now we have a lot of implementation here. Like we have the actual, like, where is it? Where's the cache stuff? Oh, I guess I didn't. Oh, I don't think I pushed that stuff. Let's see. We have to push the changes because I'm like in a completely different environment. So I need to. Let's just commit and push this. So now that's pushed. So I should get notice here that it needs to be updated from remote, and I think it just does it as well. Let's see if it suddenly pops up here. Oh, nice. That's good. And then we should be able to run it again. Yeah, now it's running. I'm actually not sure how often we pull from remote. Let's see if I can just do that. Already up to date. Are we? Are we? Didn't I? Oh, maybe I didn't push. Git status. Everything up to date. Why the hell aren't you able to pull? I don't understand this. Git fetch. Why aren't I getting that remote changes? Like, this is typical. Like, this is not normal at all. So, because we really only have one environment, which is production, but yeah. So continuing work on a production branch on a stream branch is maybe not a good idea. I'm just going to try to restart this and see what happens. Yeah, no. I'm not getting what's on the branch. For some reason. That sucks. What was it called? Updated 3 files. Why is that not coming in here? How can I do stuff like that? Git fetch draft origin. I don't understand any of the git commands. Drafts elated Hofstadter. No. Oh, git. Why is pull saying? Oh, god damn it. Okay, so now should we continue on stream doing something else, or should we just jump to production and continue? Ah, this made me sad. Isn't there some like remote list or git pull? Super weird. Yeah, I have no idea why this isn't working. Okay, so we'll drop stream. Oh, but I really want to work on stream just to get a sense of how it works. Okay, but like, why not just copy this stuff? Let's LSP proxy. It's not. Yeah, why the hell isn't this one showing PR changes? Is it because I haven't created a PR? Why isn't it showing the history? There's something very wrong with this branch. Like, it doesn't show git history or anything. You know what we're going to do? We're going to create a new branch of main. Create new. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused by. Previously, you could just say create new branch from main and we'll just randomize the name. But now it seems like you always have to kind of linting exploration, which is kind of cool, but it's just unusual for me. Create new branch from main. Okay, so we're going to do that, and stream has an issue. Maybe we deployed something that's not quite working. It happens. But we need to efficiently go in and grab the contents of these things. Can I just view file raw? And this was LSP proxy. LSP proxy. And this was ESLint. ESLint. And then it's let's see here. Server. This is TypeScript server. Copy paste. TypeScript server. Yeah, that's it actually. Okay, but we're back up running. Cool. So now, like, one thing is also we had some wrong configuration in our main applications repo. So I fixed some lint. That was a configuration error. So now linting is working there as well, which is nice. Yeah, I think what's interesting though is, like, since I'm forking from main, I'm forking like everything. So sometimes, like, if you make fundamental changes, you should really go to the main branch. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's why I'm, of course, getting an error. It's the main branch that has the error, and since we're like forking its state, we continue getting the error. So you might have like some PRs that like fundamentally changes the environment and the running app, and in those cases, you really need to go to the you see here we get the build error. So what I'm doing now is I'm building here on main, and that means that every fork from then on will actually work. So we're not going to run Picture Manager here. We're just going to build it so that every branch we make will like start a fresh version of the server where it takes into account the correct environment variables and stuff. I believe, or oh no, we should really run it as well. Yeah, let's try that. Like typically you should run it, because then you make a fork of the running dev process. So like when I say fork, I mean like an environment fork. We're making a copy of the environment while you create a branch. We've had so many conversations on forking and branching. What is a fork and what is a branch? It can be confusing. But yeah, this is kind of the biggest mental shift for people, is that when they click this button, they're not only creating a branch, like code branch, they're actually making a copy of the current state of this environment, which is mind-blowing that you can even do that. But that's actually what you're doing. Yeah, I don't think we'll get much time to actually to do anything here. But yeah, at least you saw my new plant, which is the wrong plant. So we're done building. And let's just, yeah, we don't need a terminal. And you're even like making a copy of any active terminals and stuff. So if you're like working on main and with terminals and stuff, you should really close them so that when people make a branch, they don't like continue with your with your terminal. Cool. So we'll just leave that alone, and yeah, we did the same here. But okay, let's at least take a look at the code here. So we now have this diagnostics cache state, which should really be moved into the server. So I think we should just do that first and see where that leads us. Diagnostics cache. Let's add that. We have a lint-queue optimistic format. We have a diagnostics cache. Yes, one thing I don't understand. Sometimes it doesn't format. Now it formatted. And I don't think this is an issue on the picture side. Yeah, it's VS Code language server. Oh, of course the build failed now because I was making changes. But I think it's actually Monaco. That's the reason for the formatting not being applied. I'm not sure. Okay, and now we have these cache. It's almost like this should be a class in itself. And then we rather give it a callback for let's see, how should this work? So we're caching, and that means Yeah. Okay, I think we should change this. I think we should create an actual should we call it diagnostics cache? It's not like a cache, because we're not caching the result. We're more controlling. It's more like a diagnostics controller. Because we're not like caching the diagnostic. We're basically just telling it when should we show diagnostics and when should we not show diagnostics, and when should we produce diagnostics and when should we not produce diagnostics. So this is more like it's more like a class that holds onto the diagnostics, and like these methods of like reset cache, clear cache, they aren't really clear cache and reset cache. They are more like they should rather be more like, now I'm changing code, or yeah, it should be more related to what's happening. It's so you could even argue that every time we do this kind of stuff, cache, reset cache, clear cache, we should just write the code here. Do we ever call this anywhere else? No. Reset cache? No. What does this actually mean? This cache. Yeah, this basically means handle next lint request. So yeah, so this is more a diagnostic state, and then we'll say lint next linting. Linted. Lint next request, linting, linted. Yeah, I'm trying to wrap my head around some good terminology for what's actually happening here. Because what we're basically doing is we're just saying that when we're in this initial state, we just say, okay, it's okay to lint the next request now. And another thing is that we have multiple linters. So we should really have one of these states per linter. Which is basically two. We have one for the TypeScript server, and we have one for ESLint. Like one for each source, basically. So we could hold this controller thing as an object where each key is the source, and then we'll just use the source to manipulate its state. The funny thing though is that we can't really prevent, or maybe we can, we should check that as well. Maybe we can prevent the TypeScript server from even doing linting. But I don't want to call it lint. I want to call it diagnostics. So so maybe we can have some more generic state. It's like it's like enable. No, that's too generic. What is it? Like it is really handle next request. That's the state. And then handling request. It's kind of like a diagnostics requests controller. That's the best name. And I'm not sure if this makes sense having this value, because we never like return that value. It's like either you yeah, it's like this doesn't matter. It's more like handle next request, handling request, and then don't handle next request. So it's kind of blocked. So you kind of have enabled, disabled. Yeah, so either diagnostic state, yeah, diagnostics is enabled. Pending, and then disabled. Because when it's disabled, we basically want to return an empty array. Like this whole thing of like updating that value with an empty array and stuff, that's just confusing, I think. So so if we call it diagnostics and we say source and then diagnostics state, yeah, I think that makes more sense. So what we could do is, yeah, so what we do is that we have these private methods for private handle on change document. Like that's just to kind of move it down here. Because we're going to write some logic here now. So I think we can handle on change document, where the doc is document state, and we'll on change document we'll rather say this dot handle on change document, and we'll do this. Yeah, you see that? Like that's what we want to avoid. You saw that blinking? That's exactly what we want to avoid. Because that's something we can't fix. Like we can't make it so fast like it does. Like there are messages sent over the wire. We can't fix that. So that's what's kind of forcing us into this thing that might have huge opportunities for improvement for coding in general, because you don't care about the ongoing linting as you're typing code. There are very specific moments where you care about linting. You could even argue that why the hell have linting in the code editor itself? So for example, with Code Sandbox, as I talked about, when you create a branch, you branch off the exact environment that's currently running. So if that environment is running like ESLint in watch mode and cache mode, that means that you will always just get information there whenever you will automatically, like you don't need any of this stuff. You just get information about linting errors live as you're saving files. And then you always have a clean editor. If there's something that needs your attention, that's separate, and that means you can you can choose if you want to care about it or not. Like now, you don't have an opportunity. It's so intrusive the way linting works now. Yes. Okay, so we're not going to do this reset cache thing, but let's rather copy the code from it. So let's take that, let's remove it from here. Yeah, like there's some latency on the... Oh yeah. Because in here, ESLint, it actually had... How did it use the... Was it one... Yeah, it was per path. Yeah, sorry. So it should actually... Yeah. Path, string, diagnostics, state. Cool. So let's const path that thing. So we basically have to go through wow, it's super slow. You see this? Wow. I'm not sure why it's so slow. The funny thing is, it feels kind of like it just gets slower and slower. So it's like quite fast when we start. Maybe there's something wrong with the logic. Oh, you saw the formatting? That was super fast. But it's the linting that's horribly slow. I wanted to check something. God damn it. How should we check this? I mean, but it might actually be like, because the linting never worked in these projects. And these are big projects. So it might just take time to do this linting. Yeah, I'm super curious. I wonder how the experience is in VS Code. Can we test that quickly? Yeah, we can like open in like I would rather test locally just to see the difference. Like it's so interesting. Like we have this sidekick, right? So you can imagine you have a task here that's linting. And then whenever you save, this task just runs automatically. And it will give you errors if you have any. So it only takes your attention with red text when there's actual errors there. But if there's not, it just runs in the background. You could even have it like this, the linter, and then if it had an error, it could like automatically expand. That would be really cool. So I'm just trying to describe an experience here. And then you would just click the error and you would be taken directly to where the problem is. And we could even decorate based on your click in the terminal being a linting error. We would actually highlight that when you click the error so that you would know exactly. And we would even have like, this is interesting. We would even have the information about the wow, this is and then when you save the file, we just remove the diagnostics or the decorator. Yeah, I'm just thinking. But maybe we should try to make this work first. I do wonder though, why the... Oh yeah, of course. See that? It takes like freaking forever. Okay, I'm having a hard time focusing. I'm not sure what I should tackle first. Should I just like suggest a concept for our own linting experience, or should I make this work, or should I figure out why the hell the linter is so slow in the first place? I think I should figure out why it's so slow in the first place, because this is really, really weird. It shouldn't be this slow, right? Yeah, I think we need to do that. I would really love to like run PrettierD, the daemon, manually to figure out like what's actually happening when I send these messages, by creating a tiny tool and just like run linting manually. Because I'm very, very curious how it like does it. So for example, here we have let's see, no modules. So we have ESLint here, and the way I understand the code for ESLint D GitHub, the way I understand the code is that it should, because it has this fallback of running the CLI engine, and I don't understand why it even has that. Like how? Because you don't want the ESLint, the CLI engine. or CLI, you want this one. Because running with CLI would be super slow compared to it. And basically what it does is that it checks for the ESLint path arg, which isn't there. So this is what I don't. Okay, so it has get cache and it uses the where, because CWD is what's this? Check, yeah, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, so we have caches, get cache. I wonder what this is. So let's check that. So get cache is if no cache, create cache. Check files. ESLint path, resolve. Yeah, so it requires ESLint. Ah, interesting. But I wonder why it has that ESLint path resolve. Where's this? Oh, okay. So it's just ESLint, and then it gets this one, which is we pass in like the project root, or like the path of the file being linted. Yeah. So what I worry is that so use only local. So if use only local undefined, so this is what I don't understand. Like, why, if you can't find this is what I don't understand. If you can't resolve ESLint, why does it matter if you run the CLI? I don't understand that. So if no cache callback null, cache.eslint, eslint. How does it set that? Cache, create cache. So this is like, it sets the cache eslint and then .eslint. What the hell does that mean? Oh, okay, so it's, I think it's like, yeah. So it's kind of grabbing, this is the actual, yeah, this is the actual requires, like the require of ESLint. I wonder if there's like a debug option or something here that I can use. Um, because I do wonder if it's actually requiring. Like, does even, maybe we can check that. Terminal. So if we do node require ESLint, yeah. There you get the class. Okay, so I think it's actually running. I feel very confident that it's running ESLint, but why it's taking so much time? That's a huge question for me. And it definitely spends the time inside ESLint-D. I'm sure of that. So what we could try is, okay, we have this server file. So let's just try running ESLint. Node modules, ESLint, or bin ESLint. Yeah, ESLint help. Is it just a path? I guess it's just a path. So what was the path? Packages, picture, source, providers, language provider, LSP, servers, ESLint. Oh, sorry, I'm in TypeScript server. So like it's slow, right? What if I were to is there some like debug? Like how much time it took or something? Oh, here you have some stuff. Is this seconds? 4 freaking seconds. And that's kind of what we're experiencing here as well, right? So if I do like 1, 2, 3, maybe a little bit faster, but still it's crazy slow. Complete iterating files, linting complete in 4 seconds. But I would also like to try running ESLint in a node process so that we do so we require ESLint. So we kind of say new require. Right, let's just write this. We're going to try something. Let's play with this. So how do I add a new? Yeah, test.js. So we'll ESLint equals require ESLint.ESLint. Linter new ESLint, and we are going to new ESLint, and I guess we can just say lint file. Is it lint files? Okay. Let's see. A and that's, I guess, async. Yeah. Const start date now. Linter lint files, and we're just going to give it the full path that we had here. Oh shit, that's a lot of information. And then linting took date now minus start. Like, is linting really this slow? Wow. Seriously? It's actually that slow. Why is linting so slow? We type it. Oh. Yeah, because we are okay. This is very interesting. I love this. Let's just dive into this because I have a lot to learn here. Okay, so we're using the TypeScript ESLint parser, and it's does type needs to invoke an error. Okay, this is super, Duncan. Thank you. This is very educational. The high-level TypeScript ESLint parsing process involves TypeScript ESLint parser, ESLint TypeScript ESLint plugin. TypeScript is based on a build of our project and copying to ESLint. Minor performance improvement. I wasn't able to describe any large optimization to improve the overhead of TypeScript compiler, generating an AST and the TypeScript work of converting. Oh, interesting. We're not using the cache, actually. Okay, but then, okay, so, but this is huge for me, because this, it's not the thingy, but okay, so let's, how, if we run this thing with cache. Okay, so it took a long time. Okay, that's interesting. That's extremely interesting. Okay, of course. Translate options. So we need to pass in cache. Okay, that's like a given. We're not doing that. Okay, this is huge. Great. So let's go to... This is, of course, huge. Go picture, create new branch. Packages, picture, source. Now the question is, because the cache lives on, yeah, so this is interesting. So we have this cache. Okay, so let's read about the ESLint cache. Because we have this cache and it's stored on the VM. Yeah, but this is interesting because this cache will never live on the main branch because you're not doing any coding there. This is very interesting. But it will live in your branch. Yeah, so we can safely do this. providers, language provider, LSP, servers, ESLint. So lint file result. Here we go. Cache. Great PR. I'm just going to merge this because this is like such an obvious thing. Main never stores this cache as no linting is happening. Well, linting is happening there. Which is really good actually. So when you, if you happen to have, yeah, well, arguably, like how so I would expect when the daemon stops that it cleans the cache. Yeah, but I'm just going to merge this. What other ESLint options are there? Let's ESLint. I want to read about the cache. Path to the cache file. I guess this is basically the only thing, but maybe we should cache location. Yeah, I think we should add that. So we have, because we have the user. Do we? Yeah, we have the user. So if we do cache location, and then this needs to be the path to the cache path. Do we have path here? Path join. Where are you? Yeah. Path location would be oh yeah, we don't store the global user. Okay, so we do have the user. Sys.global user. Home, and then ESLint cache. And this is why I don't think we should actually send this. I think we should send the file path. Because that means no. Because that would be relative to... No, let's do this. Okay. Explicit cache location. Maybe this should rather be in a temp folder. I don't know. But now at least we store both the daemon information and the ESLint cache in the home folder of the host, the process user. So let's do that. Wow, the linter is really that slow. Why? I saw there was a ESLint Rust project, but it's work in progress. I wonder if there's any action here. Oh no, that's sad. It doesn't seem to be in active development anymore. They even have... But that's too bad. Why they... Like, it looks like it's... State of linting in Rust. Oh, this is from October 2020. Oh, Node RS. Yeah, isn't ready. Yeah, that's it's sad that this is so slow. Maybe this is something we should take on at some point. Cool, but we won't be able to like test this properly. But it's yeah, as I said, it's really nice that we actually figured out why it's slow. And then we have that cache. And yeah, that should improve the experience on stream. But we don't need this anymore. Open file. Yeah, so I want to keep working on this linting exploration. Oh, I'm so happy that we figured out why it's slow. It just is. And then we'll play around with this idea. And then it might be that this file path should really be in cache location should really be in some temporary folder. But yeah, we'll see. That's something we can improve. I'm just going to merge this, and I'm going to let Yves know. Squash and merge, squash and merge. Nice. Oh, where did the... Cool. So it takes some time for Pitcher to deploy to stream. So we're going to continue until my partner screams at me. Let's see. Okay, so what would this would actually be quite instant. This linting, and it actually, I think it actually is now, because now we built a cache for it. So that's interesting. It's kind of using the cache we built from the but I guess it doesn't update it now because we don't use the cache flag here. Anyways, so what we want to do every time we change a document is that we go through, I think it should just be of, and then if no source path, continue. And then we have okay, so we should really have, what do we call it? Const diagnostic would be here. If no diagnostic, diagnostic. Yeah, this is much better. I guess like it will be even faster when we recache it every time, but yeah. What the hell? Yeah, so now we need to do this switch, and then we can remove this stuff. So we'll do oops. So it would be okay. Yeah. Oh, like I have maybe 1 hour to code in the weekends, and that sometimes that's perfectly fine, but other times like now it's like, god damn it. But this was the return on investment for this 1 hour we spent is huge, like discovering that cache thing. So yeah, I'll might jump on tomorrow as well, or next week we start our product team work. So I'm a little bit unsure what that means for streaming, because we had like an engineering cycle now just working on, for me it was linting and formatting. But yeah, I'm going to figure out how to approach that, because it might be some architecture. Maybe that's interesting. Like it will be some architecture work and working in linear and planning implementations and stuff. And I guess that's to some extent interesting as well. At least you get the insight into what we're building next. So that's kind of cool. Yes, but thanks for following along, and then we are definitely going to explore this more. I'm not sure. Yeah, I have to figure out when, but we're definitely going to work on it more. And this evening I'm going to test the caching, so that's gonna be fun. Cool. Bye.